Hey guys, Tim here. Today we're going to do an unboxing of this ASUS C60M1-i. This is a mini ITX with a chip on board. So this has the an AMD chip pre-soldered on. You can see here it has Sata 6G. All the ports on this chipset are Sata 6G. We have solid caps, UEFI BIOS, iNetwork control. Let's see what we got on the back. So this is a AMD Fusion C60 APU. So that's graphics and the CPU. It is a 1.0 gigahertz dual core. The chipset's FCH A50M. It can support 2 DDR3, 1066 or 800 megahertz with a max of 8 gigs. Has one PCI Express 2.0 at 16x. And I think it's actually a physical 4x slot. We'll check that out when we open it up. It does have 6 serial ATA 3 ports, so 6 gigabits a second. This is why I bought this board. We're actually going to do a home server build with this board because, frankly, for home server, dual core at 1 gig is plenty because all this thing's going to be doing is copying stuff over the network. So it has a 1 gigabit network port built in. It has 12 USB 2.0 ports. So this does have no USB 3.0 ports, but I don't plan on putting any external storage on this because, if you can do 6, 2 or 3 or 4 now terabyte drives, you really don't need external storage. And if you have external storage, it really doesn't need to be that fast because you're probably just gonna randomly transfer stuff. It does have the UEFI BIOS, and it does have ASUS's AI Suite 2. And that is a good feature. This board is very, we'll call it value oriented. Let's go ahead and pop her open here. I think, if you're building a small home system, then I don't know if there's many, if you don't need a ton of processing power, for the price that this board costs, I don't know that you can beat it. So we have a very basic backplate, no padding, no color coding, very few stamped in. This is what the ports are. So this is, like I said, it's value oriented. So we're gonna not have a ton of features here. It does come with 2 L to straight SATA 3 cables. It comes with your user guide and the DVD with the Powered by ASUS sticker. Go ahead and download the newest drivers. If you need the network drivers, use this and then download the newer network drivers. But always go to the ASUS website and download the latest, greatest drivers from ASUS. So here we have the board. This is actually so small I can fit it in one hand and still hold it by the outsides. So we have some protective plastic on the heatsink here, which I apparently can't get off. Come on, there we go. So for the price, this is a very high quality board. It has a nice heatsink. It would be nice if you could add active cooling to this. I don't think, for a dual core 1 gigahertz chip, you're probably not going to really need it. So here we have your 6 SATA 3 ports. Nice thing here is they actually are flipped back to back. So the connectors go in opposing each other. So the clips are on the outside, so you can actually get it in. It is pretty tight to the 16X, and this is 16 physical. I can see the pins in there. So the 16X PCI 2.0. We have 3 internal USB headers here. That's for, you know, front panel. There is your front panel connectors here. A 24 pin, so it is a standard 24 pin power connection. You have, I'm not sure if this board has any, there's your audio connection, and we have 2 onboard fan controllers. That's what I was just looking for. So there are 2 of those. There's your 4-pin supplemental power. So you know you don't need a huge power supply for this PC. You know, realistically, you're just going to be powering your hard drives and this board. You know, realistically, you're not going to put a high-end graphics card in here. This would be a great home media PC because it's an APU instead of a GPU. Even though it's a 1 gigahertz chip, it still should be able to do 1080p video. It does have DirectX 11 support. You know, so for the price, guys, I mean, this is a really hard product to beat. I like the AMD solution better than the Atom, the Intel solution, just because you do get better graphics out of it and for a better price. So you have a combo PS2 port, 2 USB 2s, VGA, DVI. There is no HDMI. That is one, you know, if you're using this for a home server, keep that in mind. You would have to put an adapter on here and link your audio, which is, you know, kind of an issue, but not the end of the world. You have 2 more USB 2 ports, gigabit Ethernet, 2 more USB 2 ports, so that's 6 on the back and then 6 internal for the front panel, or an add-in card if you have them, and then your standard 5.1 audio. So that's a quick overview of this part. Like I said, I think, you know, personally, I think it's one of the best options for a home server. I'm going to be doing a build with this in the Fractal Design Node 304, which is a mini ITX case that can hold 6 hard drives. So it's an extremely small form factor. I think it's going to be a great build, and look forward to that coming here in the future. If you guys have suggestions about what versions of Windows Home Server you'd like to see, please let me know in the comments on this video. And as always, please subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys next time.